Or like, bring back your name, bring back slow burn. Read this book. Read this book. This is fucking slow burn. Can they just like fuck already? Those little girls are truly messed up. Hi guys, welcome back to Starless Reads. My name is Leia. I'm so glad you chose to join me today. I just want to read for a couple of days and yap about it. So that's what we're gonna do. To introduce the two books I just started yesterday. So I have one physical book and one ebook. The physical book, I'm only 24 pages into it. It's When We Lost Our Heads by Heather O'Neill. I freaking love this cover. It's gorgeous. I don't love the fake removable sticker on it, but if you ignore it, it looks good. I like this cover. I like the font. I like everything about it. I've read two other books by Heather O'Neill, and she writes really weird stories, and I really love the way she writes. If you've read anything by, I guess you know what I mean. Like, she writes such peculiar books. Um, and I really enjoy it. So this one follows, I believe we're following two young girls as they grow up and toxic friendship relationship they entertain with one another. Just to give you an idea, the first page of this, like first chapter, first page, first line of this book is about these two girls having an armed duel with actual guns, and they're like 10. Very feral girlhood. It's set in 19th century. I think this is going to be toxic, and I think I'm gonna love it. I also just started reading. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. This is The Wolf and His King by Finn Longman. This is a queer fantasy retelling of the tale of Bisclaveret. I know nothing about this tale, honestly. I'm guessing it's about a werewolf because the main character is called Bisclaveret and is this werewolf guy. So I love reading retellings about stories I'm not familiar with because we usually with retellings always get the same story told over and over again, and sometimes it's nice to have like something new. And yeah, it's very exciting. I made it to page 89 last night. I was absolutely enthralled by this book. It's so good. I usually don't like werewolf stories because I usually don't really like the themes being explored in werewolf stories. It's usually like very animalistic characters, and I don't really like that. But so far, I like this main guy. He very much struggling with his identity as a human being because of this wolf that takes over him. He has no control over his wolf part of him. He is like slowly losing his grasp on his own humanity, and he's really struggling with that. He really sees no hope for his future. And then we also follow the king. We haven't seen a lot of the king yet, but he is also very enigmatic. As a prince, he was exiled, but his father, the king, died, so he is now throned. I'm not exactly sure why he was exiled. I'm guessing that's something we're gonna learn. But he was exiled, so he doesn't quite feel like he belongs in this country, let alone as a king of this country. Bisclaveret has so little to live for. He doesn't really like care about like court politics or stuff like that, which means he's acting much more human with the king, and the king is like unused to that, and it makes Bisclaveret really intriguing to him. And I'm guessing we're gonna get a romance between those two, and like I'm really intrigued on how that's gonna plan out because they're both like really intriguing characters. I'm intrigued to see where the story is going to go because it is pretty fast, and we've already like experienced a lot in the story, so I'm kind of like curious as to where this is gonna go. Today is so beautiful. It's finally spring. It's warm outside. There's sunlight. I feel revived. I feel alive. I feel so great. I'm so happy. So I'm gonna try and get my work done as soon as possible this morning and then be able to like bask in the springtime this afternoon and hopefully read some more. I bought a book and I entirely blame Mayona from Mayocore on BookTube because she has been nostalgia baiting me recently by talking about old BookTube, and she recently made a vlog about old BookTube, and she made a playlist of old BookTube videos, and I just like the memories of that man. Like, and by old BookTube, I mean like 2017 to 2019. Like, those were some good ass years, and I miss it. I miss it so much. And so, when today I was just looking around, browsing at the thrift store, the book section, just, looking at what they had, I was then hit in the face with with Night Film, which was a book that was really popping off in old booktube, at least in my part of old booktube. Like, I remember people raving about this book. It's, I think, a horror thriller book, and I remember people being on their asses about this book because that's not an expression in English. Being on your ass, being thrown out of the water. That's an expression. Okay, so I just remember people being like gagged by this book back in old booktube because it was one of the first books with mixed media in it. This and the Illuminae files, like, people were raving about these books just because they were mixed media. And I was always like, look, I was always interested in this book. I just never got around to picking it up. So, and also, I usually don't like buying thrillers or horrors new, just because it's not usually my favorite books, but that doesn't mean I don't like reading them. So, when I saw it at the thrift store, I was like, that's incredible. Thank you. Yeah, so I just came back from doing some errands. I went to see my grandparents, and also I had to pick up a bunch of little things. I'm now back home. It's so warm out. I think it's actually like warm enough for me to open my balcony door, which, oh my god. Also, it's so warm right now, but I looked at like the weather predictions for tonight and it's supposed to snow, hail. I think it's supposed to hail tonight. Hey, it's the next day. I read about 100 pages in When We Lost Our Heads yesterday, and I do have some thoughts. I am enjoying this mostly, but it's also making me super uncomfortable at other points, which I think it's meant to be. Like, it's meant to be uncomfortable and like touching on uncomfortable subjects. It's just like very crude and very, yeah. Like, for example, we're following, two young girls, and I believe they're around 12 years old, and one of them is like discovering her sexuality for the first time, and like it is quite uncomfortable to read about a 12-year-old touching herself. Like, you're not supposed to, like, it's quite weird, right? Like, to read about that, and I'm kind of like, eh. But also, it's a normal part of being human, and also it's the book uses that as like commentary. Back in those days, girls were being brought up to be non-sexual beings until their marriage, and that's just not realistic to the true human experience. So, like, this book talks a lot about gender and class dynamics. One of the girls we follow is like a rich kid, and both of the girls do something messed up at the beginning of this book, and they don't get the same consequences for that thing they did because one of them is rich and her father has power, whereas the other one, her parents don't really care about her, and also she's more of a middle class person, so she gets punished much more severely than the other one, and that obviously like kind of ruins the relationship between the two because they were both guilty, just as guilty, both of them, and yet one is suffering the consequences that the other is not at all. Yeah, so the characters are so vivid, so intriguing. I'm like absolutely captivated reading about them. They're not good people. They're not. But like I'm glued to the page. I cannot look away. Like those little girls are truly messed up. I'm also intrigued how queerness will be explored in this book because so far obviously the girls are quite young, but they do have like an attachment, a very strong bond towards one another. They love each other clearly, and this love they have for one another makes them worse. It turns them into horrible people, to be fair. So I'm just like interested how the queerness of it all will be dealt with because like as they grow up, I think those feelings of love and hate will evolve into something maybe like more sexual, more romantic. I did read some comments on the forum on Pagebound because I am curious. I like to know what people think. I've seen a lot of people comment that they don't like the prose in this. And maybe I'm dumb, but I actually love the prose in this. I like the way Heather O'Neill writes. It's kind of campy. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very specific type of writing, and I can see how some people don't enjoy it. People say it's too on the nose, and because of that, it's unenjoyable. I like it. I think it's campy. It's kind of gaudy in a way. And it fits with the book. It fits with it. Like it's not, it's, I don't know, it's like mocking, self mocking almost. And I really like that. Yeah, I don't care that this reads as unrealistic in any way. Like, yes, it's highly, like some of the things, especially the things that happened in the things that were revealed in the last chapter, that's highly unrealistic. And yet, I like that. I like that as a like a theme, a concept. I like that her books kind of feel like a weird dream you have. Yeah, I don't know. Like her books are weird, but I enjoy them so far, so far. So yeah, I reached part two. So I'm guessing that part two will be about them being a little bit more grown up, maybe being teenagers. We'll see. I also kept reading some more of The Wolf and His King, and I'm loving that as well. I'm loving it. Like, I'm glued to the page once again with that one. It was supposed to be my book for before bed, but I'm actually enjoying it so much that I'm kind of craving to pick it up during the day and not wait until nighttime because I want to know what happens. I want to know, like, what's going to go on with I'm already like so attached with the characters and their dynamic is so buzzy, like so buzzy. Also, I just realized that the reflection in this clip in my glasses is going to be horrid, but oh well. Do you like my little scarf? If you wanted some weather updates, by the way, it's not spring anymore. It's cold outside. It rained all night and all morning, and I hate it. I was feeling so like happy. I was feeling some sense of revival in myself because just like sunlight. Yeah. And guess what? It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Snow, how fun. Hello, long time no talk. I've read a lot of The Wolf and His King. I'm now 80% through the book, and it has gotten so much more angstier since we last spoke. This is like next level of angst. So this kind of tension is great, but at a certain point, like the angst is too much. Like, can they just like fuck already and have all of that tension like stop? It's so much, and it's also like getting so freaking sad. Like earlier, it was more like angsty but fun, and now it's angsty but super sad, and I don't see a good ending for this book. I will say I loved it at the beginning, and then in the last maybe 50 pages, I kind of lost a little bit of interest. Just because what happened is making me like sad for the characters, and I'm like, that's not what I want. But maybe the ending will wrap it all up in a way that is very satisfying. Who knows? I'm gonna finish it like right now, and I'll let you know what I think. He remembers my name. He speaks it when he's praying. Perhaps I am not lost after all. Hey, hey. Okay, I want to talk about like the way this story is told. I really like switching from prose to poetry. Using poetry when we're in the point of view of the wolf is such an interesting way to do things, and it really conveys well how like it goes from like rationality and using prose when Bisclaveret is in his human form, and then like a jumbled mess of like poetry, words, thoughts, emotions when he's in wolf form. It's so well done. I really like it. I also really like using the second person point of view for the king. I know a lot of people have different thoughts and opinions about second person point of view, but honestly, I really like it. I think it flows really well. And like this story is really masterfully done, honestly, because I didn't even notice until 60% through this book that no character except Bisclaveret has a name. And that is skill. Or maybe it's just me that's not that attentive. But like for example, like no other character has a name and I didn't even notice. I think that's on me actually. But it's also on the author how well that flows and how it's not confusing at all. At all. I think I'm just a little bit dumb, to be honest. Okay, you know how so many people are like, bring back yearning, bring back slow burn. Read this book. Read this book. This is fucking slow burn. We're 80% through, and there's also kind of literally no hope of anything ever happening. Also, fuck certain characters. I used to love certain characters, and now fuck them. Fuck them. And if you've read this book, you know who I'm talking about. How could you do that to someone? Couldn't be me. I just finished reading The Wolf and His King by Finn Longman, and it was so good. So good. Maybe not a favorite of all time, but definitely a new favorite for the year 2026. It was really good. I now want to go see what else this author has written and read some more from him because it was like such a beautifully crafted book. I also want a physical copy of this, but I checked and it's 42 Canadian dollars. 42 full dollars. Mm. So I'm gonna wait for the paperback to come out, probably, because $42, even though it's a pretty gorgeous like edition, $42 is not. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. I haven't read any more of When We Lost Our Heads since I last spoke to you, so that's that. And yeah, I'm gonna finish the vlog here because I'm doing Ramathon the whole month of March. And if you know, in Ramathon there is a 48-hour readathon, and that takes place this weekend. So I want to do like a separate reading vlog for that 48-hour readathon that I'm going to do this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you so much for spending some cozy time with me these couple of days, and let me know what you're currently reading. I would love to know. If you liked the video, you can like it, because if you don't like it, how can I know that you liked it? And if you like my face, you can subscribe. But other than that, I will see you soon in another video. Bye!